the Lowveld in Mpumalanga. It's hard to imagine a place blessed with more natural beauty. But its natural abundance is both its biggest asset and its darkest curse. Home to World Heritage sites, vast farms and plantations, the Lowveld is also a place where two worlds collide, an entire region hijacked for the riches hiding beneath the surface.
Staying close to the wall.
I can't even see the bottom. Pilgrim's Rest, a popular destination for tourists, both local and international. It's a gem in South Africa. But a stone throw away, we have this: illegal activity in broad daylight. We've come to Pilgrim's Rest to investigate claims the town is slowly dying, and the damaged riverbed running alongside it hints at who's to blame. It's caused by zamas, the notorious syndicates running much of the country's illicit mining. Locals here are understandably worried about the impact of the reports on tourism. So we sent our producer undercover to get a sense of the scale of the problem. Wearing a hidden camera, he heard about the impact of illegal mining.
No, they just chased them from around the stream. Now they're mining behind this mountain. There's a mine behind this mountain.
The zamas are now mining right alongside the town's main tourist strip, site of the country's first gold rush in 1873.
If you look at the river down this side, check out how much they've pulled the banks away from where that little stream used to be. It's now almost the river. And especially at night. At night, they say you don't go anywhere near that.
But a story about a small tourist town struggling under the impacts of illegal mining turned into something far bigger than we'd imagined. We returned to the area, this time with a full crew. As we dig deeper, we're taken on a journey across the Lowveld and discover illicit mining on a grand scale, where vast tracts have been turned into a pockmarked and poisoned wasteland. Sabie, about 35 kilometers from Pilgrim's Rest, is no exception. Francois Oberholzer speaks for the area's forestry sector, a major contributor to the local and national economy, but now virtually locked out from its operations by the zamas.
It's becoming an increasingly big problem. We sit with approximately 496,000 hectares of land holding just in Mpumalanga alone. And we're not like agriculture where you can fence a property, so most of our properties are unfenced, so people have got easy access.
Mining is even taking place around the roots of trees that have stood here for decades.
Just the fact that these zamas are getting away with the amount of mining that they do on our land, land we don't have access to anymore, shows that there's not such a big focus on these environmental crimes as it should be.
Extracting the final product from the subterranean rock isn't easy. Gold is mostly mined underground, where the syndicates use black market explosives to get to the ore. That, and the fact that many zamas carry weapons, makes policing illegal mining extremely dangerous work.
I'm just glad that we have a nice big car to do all of this in.
Well, at least here you need
nice
4x4s in this country, and this valley especially. This is the Lowveld.
Still in Sabie, we meet 𝗀𝗏𝗏 van Staden from a local security company protecting the interests of the forestry industry. He drives us to the notoriously dangerous South Shaft, about 10 minutes outside town.
I found a small group of boys, about 6 or 7 boys, between the ages of 12 and 16 years old.
12.
That I've taken to the police station, and we helped to relocate them to safe haven.
12.
12 years old. Illegal mining, digging, working underground, being forced for labor.
When the shaft shut down, the mine covered it with a thick layer of concrete. But that didn't stop the zamas.
Okay, so this hole was
An
closed.
underground river that crosses the shaft feeds into the town's water supply.
You can smell the air that's circulating. If they kill a person underground for forced labor or disobedience or anything in that form, like they've done on this road, I'll show you now, they just throw it into another shaft and it's being left there to decompose completely.
And that water?
It's feeding Sabie's main water.
Ew.
This bullet-riddled body was recently found just up the road.
So this is the entrance?
Yes, you can see it's been closed with rocks. We barricaded it off completely. We tried to make it as difficult as possible. And within 48 hours, it was reopened and they gained access again. I'm taking Ronald with us because he's been in before and myself have been in before. We both armed and we know how to do.
I trust you and
Should
Ronald.
there be someone waiting?
Should there be someone waiting?
Yeah.
Despite the laughter, entering an abandoned mine shaft controlled by armed zamas is risky.
I feel like I should say bye-bye to the real world and go into an underworld. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah, just the first bit. Yeah.
And the elbow.
Yeah, this is your elbow. So here's an anchor point where they will anchor themselves with a rope. And I see they made a new one there. And this is your shaft, like that.
Let's see. Wow, wow, wow. That is deep. I can't even see the bottom.
Infrastructure, if you look here to the right.
We are told it's 100 meters deep. That's roughly the height of a 30-story building. Zamas descend shafts like these by rope into the chaos below. The life of an illegal miner is something else. It's scary. I mean, this place is old, it's dark, and it's definitely dangerous. Add to that, they're using rudimentary equipment. A life can be lost just like that. They don't take kindly to intruders either. While we haven't seen anyone down here,
That's so deep. So where do they get the gold from?
we can hear them working deep below us. It's time to leave.
I've never been into the shaft, and I never will.
I'm with you on that. Oh my gosh, sure. It's crazy down there. Whew. Whoever said our jobs are glamorous, they need to see. They need to see this part.
Once the ore-bearing material has been blasted from the rock face, it needs to be crushed into a fine powder. This footage shows what is known as a wash plant. The gold is separated from the powder using makeshift tumblers called pendukas that are filled with ball bearings and dangerous chemicals like mercury. And the zamas stop at nothing to protect these operations.
Live ammunition.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see that. I saw the Rand coin.
At South Shaft, we find an eerie reminder of the violence that surrounds this underworld.
So any minute now, there could be shots.
Yes, because you hear vulnerable at this very point. All around us, it's massive lookout points.
The chances are they are watching us right now.
For a fact.
Not long after our visit, 𝗀𝗏𝗏's team and police were in a shootout with armed zamas at this very spot. They recovered a cache of weapons and ammunition, including 1,500 AK-47 rounds, enough to stock a small army. It's a surprising level of firepower in an area now more famous for its wood than its gold.
So this is an active forestry area?
Yes, correct. This is active forestry area. This trees, if I have to guess, is anything between 8 and 12 years old. We have to keep looking after them up until the age of 20, 22 years, where then it's prime for harvesting.
Protecting the trees is a challenge in an area now bearing the signature scars of illicit mining.
Okay, now you have to see this. This is really deep.
So they'll dig down to a certain depth and then they'll vein it out at the bottom. Then it's like veins going in different directions from the bottom point outwards.
This entire area is riddled with similar shafts, but we only see the true and terrifying scale of the problem on a nearby hillside. Coming up in part 2 of our special report.
Okay, rules of engagement, only shoot when shot at.
In terrain that makes clamping down on the zamas a near impossible task, we could see them on the mountain tops as well. This area is called Gold Reef City because there's a gold processing illegal facility here. We trek deep into the mountains with law enforcement as they swoop on an illegal gold processing facility.
Looks a lot like the wrong turn. Only shoot when shot at, retaliate, then with force and push them back. We're not going to turn around and retreat. Otherwise, they're going to give us a surprise from behind, and we don't want that.
An early morning raid is about to take place on a secret gold processing facility deep in the mountains between Sabie and Pilgrim's Rest in Mpumalanga.
And then we will clear the area and then take control of it. Okay?
We're following up on reports that zamas are holding vast swathes of the Lowveld to ransom. Illegal mining is threatening tourism, and local industries like forestry are finding it increasingly hard to operate. It's a journey that'll eventually take us underground with the zamas. But right now, our priority is staying out of danger.
Let's go, guys. Move, 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 move. This is where they started closing the roads.
We've just entered an area dubbed Gold Reef City. We're here with private security and law enforcement, and they're just clearing out the road that's been blocked by the zamas. As we're coming in, we could see them on the mountain tops as well, because there's a gold processing illegal facility here.
Go, guys, let's keep up pace, please.
The zamas have chosen their location well. It's a kilometer trek over rough terrain.
It is volatile. It is dangerous. We can see the zamas on the mountains. And as you can hear, I'm out of breath. It is a lot of work.
We arrived to an empty camp. The zamas have melted into the surrounding hills without a shot fired. An abandoned campfire is still burning. Security have caught a lone suspect as he tried to escape. But other than telling us he's from Mozambique, he's giving little away. So one alleged illegal miner has been apprehended. He claims he only arrived in South Africa yesterday. He says he's from Mozambique. He has no documentation and no passport on him. Hidden amongst the dense undergrowth, we find what looks to be at least a ton of gold-bearing material, pindukas, and gas bottles used for smelting. Two so-called acid baths are situated right next to the river. Further upstream, the zamas seem to have built a dam to control the water flow. Bigger Zama operations use acid baths where highly volatile and even deadly chemicals like cyanide are added to the mix to separate the gold from the ore. In the final stage, gold concentrate will be brought to smelting houses like these, where the resulting nugget can sell at upwards of 1,000 rand per gram at Zama prices. This is a precious natural resource area, but look at the state it's in. Security do what they can to disrupt the operation. Unable to catch them, they try to discourage them from coming back. As this illegal camp goes up in flames, 60 kilometers away, close to Mpumalanga's capital, another is flourishing.
The kind of guns that these guys carry, it's the kind of guns you'll see on Rambo or on big action movies.
In Mashabotu, just outside Mbombela, a rural community is living in fear.
Sometimes you have to pass through the bushes because you can't use an open road because they will see you from far and attack you.
People here make a humble living from working a farm government handed back to them after a successful land claim.
It was just the community and the beneficiaries living here. It was peaceful.
Mashabotu local 𝗀𝗍𝗄𝗃 Mlambo says a nearby hillside, part of their land, has been invaded by zamas, interrupting their plans to get the farm up and running. The crime aspect, would you say that as the zamas increase in the area, the crime also goes up?
It's the reason why there's crime.
It's a view we've encountered all over the Lowveld. Where zamas gather, crime inevitably increases.
We had local spazas here that were operating. All these things closed because of these guys. So these guys will come and own that place, sort of like remove you from it and say, okay, from today, you're no longer occupying here. If we find you tomorrow, we're gonna abuse you up until you, on your own, say, I no longer want to continue.
Tell us how that has impacted this community.
So it has destroyed a lot of lives. Day and night, they are not safe.
Eager to get a glimpse of the operation that's brought business here to a halt, we attempt to negotiate our way up the hillside. Up on this mountain, there are literally hundreds of zamas operating. We also wanted to hear their side of the story, but the syndicate leaders didn't give us permission. Instead, they sent two men down here to meet with us. One of them, whose name is Surprise, agrees to talk to us. He's left behind a corporate life for the better-paying Zama life. Did you study?
Yes, I did study.
What did you study?
Office administration.
Office administration.
Yeah.
And you work underground?
Yeah, I am happy because I've got like certain targets that I have to reach, but I'm gonna do it temporary. It's not for forever, you see.
He tells us there's more gold available here than in Gauteng. How much money do you make out of this on average?
Last week we were working, and then we're gonna be coming out this Saturday. So it's gonna be 2 weeks full that we're working. So maybe plus minus 20,000 for me. And then we were syndicates, you see.
There are big guys that are benefiting from this. And that is why whenever you report such cases, they always go unsolved.
And take from here. Mongezi believes powerful people are shielding the Zamas from justice. Surprise might make 20,000 rand, but the syndicate bosses make far more. Everywhere where there's communities living where the Zamas are as well, they're living in fear. They're saying that as Zamas, you're disturbing them, you're actually harassing them. What do you say to that?
On the bad side of it is that like we're working with illegal people who've got like ammunition, and obviously when we digging, obviously even us, we have to explode. So obviously it disturbs the people that are not used to such a type of vibe of maybe explosions, guns triggering every now and then.
And so the Zamas here, you don't think they harass the community members here?
No, they don't harass the community members here.
This area is the country's second biggest producer of citrus fruits, and the acid baths used by the Zamas are threatening water sources vital to the sector's survival. And as we discover firsthand in Barberton, a little over 40 kilometers away, famed World Heritage sites aren't being spared either. Famous for its gold mines and as the home of Jock of the Bushveld, Barberton has a rich cultural history. One thing about the Zama world, there's a lot of walking. You need to be fit. We're trekking up a mountain just outside the town, following a pair of illegal miners who've agreed to show us their operations. Welcome to Zama land. It's not that easy entering the world of Zamas. There's a lot of layers to get through to get the permission to be in the space. Right now, there are Zamas on the mountain as we're waiting to get our final permission. They say, while we can't see them, we can hear them. They all can see us. We've arrived without any security, but the Zamas are still nervous. Their camp was raided just a few days ago. Amidst Pendukas broken during the raid, we're shown how things work. Then he takes us below ground. So we're entering the tunnel where all the digging takes place. He's just alerting the other guys to know that we're not the police again. They're running away again. Okay. While searching for gold, the illegal miners can spend weeks down here without ever seeing the sunlight.
It double paid.
It double paid. You queen size. And then we spot what all the chaos and its accompanying criminality and violence is all about.
Oh my word. You can actually see the gold.
Yeah, there is this tubula gaboma buya pass. We are crash. Ulo ubiya kupa le pass so. We are buya pumeche.
The powder man.
Yeah, no saibona.
Staying close to the wall.
There's no question zamas work under close to unbearable conditions. But it can't be ignored that what we've encountered on our journey through the Lowveld is organized crime at its most brutal. Here, the environment has been permanently scarred and local communities brutalized, their most vulnerable sometimes raped.
This is illegal. This is at an expense of a life, and an expense of an innocent girl, at an expense of an innocent grandmother who can't run.
In the Lowveld, the landscape and its people are tormented by a hunger for the very thing that drew people here 150 years ago.